and welcome to Cooking in Confined Spaces. Today we are dishing up a succulent Sunday roast. Anyone who has traveled to the United Kingdom has been slapped with this popular meal, for it is found on every single Sunday menu. This mammoth-sized meal, fit for a king or maybe a hungry Neanderthal, consists of roasted meat, potatoes, vegetables, Yorkshire pudding, and gravy. I would compare it to your less grand version of a Christmas dinner, a Thanksgiving feast. Well, we don't have much time, so we better get started. Come on. Okay, so you'll see that we have traded in our Los Angeles kitchen for a new and improved, smaller, confined, cramped kitchen. I don't know if you can see this, but I can actually take my feet and put them on the counter right on the other side and keep my arms right here and do some exercises and work up my biceps. So it's quite a fun little jungle gym kitchen for us. Alright, so it's gonna be fun. I'll show you all around the kitchen and show you how much more condensed and sardine packed it is. Alright, so what we're gonna need for the succulent Sunday roast is my favorite, not so much. A chicken, a free-range chicken, about 3 pounds, alright? So that's what you're going to need. We'll put him over here for now. Deal with him later. We're going to have to stuff his cavity and season him later. And then we're going to need some carrots. 2 or 3 carrots. We're going to chop up an apple that I'm going to stuff in the cavity, as well as some onions. You need some onions. A lemon that's going to be stuffed into the cavity. I might do 2 because these lemons are quite small. I'm going to cut up some shallots as well. And then you're going to need some sage. We're going to stuff the turkey with chicken, with sage. And then we're going to cut up some potatoes and do some roasted potatoes. Now you see I've already peeled these potatoes. I just have to chop them, then I'm going to boil them. Then I'll put them around the side of the chicken and let them kind of roast and get that crispy skin around it, which is always good. So then for the gravy, you're going to need some chicken stock. Good luck trying to find chicken stock when you first come to the United Kingdom, because it is very difficult and challenging, and most people that work in the grocery store won't know exactly what you're talking about. But I found it, and I believe it was next to the stuffing, and they just brought the stuffing out for the holidays, so it might be even a little more challenging for you to find because they don't typically have stuffing either, just from my experience. Then another thing you're going to want is some cornstarch. This took me about a good half an hour to find in the grocery store last night because they don't call it cornstarch, they call it thickening granules. So that's another thing you're gonna find when you come here, is that things are called different things here. Like zucchini. If you ask for zucchini, they won't know what you're talking about. You need to say, where are the courgettes? And there's millions of other little products that I could go on. There's a list of them, but I'll post it on the website. Alright, so then you're going to want some, for the gravy, you're also going to want, what else do you want for the gravy? Chicken stock, some cornstarch, and then obviously the juices from the chicken, which is going to be good. I'm also going to put a little bit of apple vinegar into it. And then, seasoning, salt and pepper to season it. Also make sure you have a stick of butter. We're going to take a stick of butter, melted butter, and smother the chicken with it so it brings out the nice juicy flavors and makes it really soft. For the Yorkshire puddings, you're going to want some flour. It's quite easy, some flour. You're going to want some eggs, about 2 eggs. You're going to want some salt and pepper and vegetable oil. We're ready to start stuffing the cavity of the chicken. Not my favorite part. Alright, I'm going to sprinkle some salt in there. Alright, some nice salt in there, and I'm going to sprinkle some pepper. The pepper open. Okay, yes, I could take the wiring apart, but I don't want to have to rewire it. Alright, so now I'm going to stuff the cavity with the lemon. Gosh, I don't even want to tell you what it looks like in there. Right, you can't really stuff too much. Lemon, and I'm going to stuff some, I already chopped some apples. I'm going to put some apples in there. Just stuff it in there. And some sage. Got some sage here. I'm going to stuff that in there. As much as you can. So everything's stuffed, and I'm going to place this little, oh my god, something fell out, it was just an apple. Alright, now I'm going to place it into the tin here, the roasting tin. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, since I have lemon, I'm just going to sprinkle it on anything extra. Make sure you don't get the lemon seeds in there. For some reason, since we moved here in London, in this small little confined kitchen, somehow the little onion I don't know what you would call it, poison, like seeps out into the air and gets into my eyes, and I look like Joan Crawford in Whatever Happened to Sweet Baby Jane. It's a pretty miserable sight. So I'm going to try to do this as quick as possible without crying in your face, alright? So we have the shallots already cut up, the onions are done now. We put them in this bowl here. And then I just need to cut up these carrots. You can do about 2. Oh, see how nice it is to have the kitchen sink so close to your cutting board. You just throw whatever you don't want in there. You need about 2 carrots. Don't worry about peeling them. You save time. Just make sure they're rinsed. Take that, and I'm actually going to put a little bit of vegetable oil around the chicken so it roasts the vegetables and the potatoes nicely. Alright? You can be creative and just not follow recipes all the time, because I cook the best when I don't follow recipes, when I just look in the refrigerator and say, what do we have to cook for dinner tonight, and then I just whip up something fun. And you're kind of like a scientist. It's a good time. So just sprinkle the onions around. I'm already starting to feel the sting in my eye. But let's go ahead and start chopping the potatoes that are going to go in the roasting pan with the carrots. Now, I highly recommend, if you invest in anything for your kitchen, it would be a good set of knives. Unfortunately, we're on a tight budget here because we're only in London for a year, so we can't go all out and spend, tons of money on kitchen utensils that we already have back home in the US. So again, we're making do with what we have. You might not have the best kitchen knives either. Don't feel bad. You can still get it done. It doesn't have to be perfectly cut. The potatoes are done. So I'm just going to go ahead and drain the water out of the potatoes. Ooh, they're hot. Be careful not to touch them. Don't worry, I'm going to move them around. Love that butter. Oh yeah. Yum. This has 0 calories, 0 fat. Again, it's the holidays. Who cares what you're eating? Enjoy. You only live once. But don't get too fat because you won't be able to fit into a confined kitchen if you're a little round around the edges. Alright, so now I'm going to do some salt. Sprinkle everything with salt all around. There we go. Woo! And some pepper. A little pepper. Ooh, how pretty. Yar. You see that beauty? Hopefully it's not too bright. The lighting in here is quite hot. It's hot in here as well. Alright, so here it goes. You following? Come on, follow. Don't look up my dress. There it goes. Bye-bye, baby. So it's been an hour and a half, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn off the oven for now, and then we're going to check to make sure that the chicken is done. Now, while you were away, I went ahead and made sure every 10-15 minutes or so, I went in and took the turkey baster and grabbed some of the juices to put over and smother over the chicken so it stayed nice and juicy. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the chicken and then I'm going to place it on. I don't have a big plate, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it onto the cutting board, and then I'm going to grab all the juices for the gravy and put it into a pot, a sauce pot. So let's go ahead and let's grab a fork because I don't have tongs. So I'm going to grab 2 forks. I don't have 2 big ones, so just regular two forks here. And it's going to be very hot, so be very careful. And what you want to do is try to pick it up. Oh yeah, it's done. And then get a good grasp on it and quickly put it onto the cutting board, okay? So 1, 2, make sure the juices are there out. Here it goes, 1, 2, 3. Voila! What I'm going to do is take all of these vegetables and potatoes out and put them in a separate bowl, and we'll serve that later, just so I can get all the juice by itself. Now we're ready to take all the delicious juices and put it into the pan, and we're going to let the juices simmer for a little bit, but let's just pour that in. See? Oh my god, look at all that. That is going to make a delicious gravy. Okay, so that's on simmer. And take a wooden spoon here not far out of reach, hand reach. I'm gonna cut this chicken stock pouch. And then I actually decided I'm going to use a little flour. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to use the cornstarch yet. I might use it after just to thicken it up a little more. But I'm going to go ahead and start with a teaspoon of flour. So now I'm ready. I'm going to add the chicken stock first. I'm going to go ahead and start pouring. I'm going to turn the heat down just a little. Just a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to start pouring in the chicken stock. And you want to constantly stir. So I'm just going to gradually pour that in and stir. Then I'm going to add just a hint of apple juice. That's about it. I would usually use apple cider, but I can't find apple cider here in the UK. I think I'm pretty much done with the gravy here. It looks great. The consistency I'm happy with. It's thick but not too thick. I did go ahead and put 2 tablespoons of the cornstarch in, which is what they call it here, the thickening granules, and it did really right away start to thicken up. So it's just perfect. It really is perfect. But the test is how it tastes. Oh my god, that is really good. But I would just put a little salt and pepper in. I'm really excited. Truth be told, this is my first Sunday roast. Okay, so now we're ready to make the Yorkshire puddings, okay? So what we're gonna need is a muffin pan, all right? And we're gonna fill each one with some, I already have one open over here, with some vegetable oil. Now the oven is on full blast, as high as it can go. So you just wanna put a little olive oil in each one so it covers the base, the bottom of it. Hold on, grab something, a little fuzz ball in there. He is not welcome in the Yorkshire puddings, which reminds me I have to get ready in here in the mornings because there's no electrical outlets in the bathrooms in the UK. So my bathroom has kind of turned into my kitchen, or my kitchen has turned into my bathroom. So I have to blow dry my hair and curl it in the kitchen, which I need to make sure there's no loose hairs. So I'm very meticulous on making sure the kitchen is clean. Alright, so vegetable oil is covering the bottoms of those in the muffin pan. So now I'm going to put it into the oven. Okay, so now we're going to put the Yorkshire pudding mix together. You're going to need about 3.5 ounces of milk. Okay, I probably should have put the flour in first. I only have 1 measuring cup here. And then you're going to need 3.5 ounces of flour, and you're gonna need 2 eggs, just prepping you. So we need 3.5, oh that should be about good. And then you want 2 eggs, start cutting one, chop one. You don't want eggshells in it. And now we're gonna whisk that aggressively together. Okay, I can't lie, I am a little bit nervous about these Yorkshire puddings just because I don't like dealing with super flaming hot oil. These bad boys are gonna be so hot that we could scorch the whole house down. Alright, so there we go, hot. I think I just gave myself a sunburn, holy Moses. And the fan's on, so we gotta turn that off so you can hear me. Alright, so here we go, I'm gonna start pouring in, and you'll hear it sizzle. Perfect. Now they go back into the oven for another 10-15 minutes, and then we'll be done. Ooh, and I can take a break. Holy Moses, what was that? I think it's Independence Day here. Outside, I don't know if you can hear the fireworks, but they're going off. Here go the Yorkshires. Whee! Have fun. Bye-bye. Ciao. 10-15 minutes, and we'll be right back. Okay, so our Yorkshire puddings are finished, complete. The bad wolves have escaped the oven. Okay, so we're ready to take a sampling of our Sunday roast. What I'm going to do, since I don't have a gravy boat, I'm going to just take a ladle here and put some in this measuring cup. And it's kind of fancy, kind of anthropology looking. I'm sure anthropology would do something like this. Let's grab this lemon out. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. And there comes the sage. We'll leave that in there. I'm gonna, oh wow, that's beautiful. Actually, I'm gonna put some over the roasted. I'm gonna take the lemon and put some over the roasted potatoes as well, and all the vegetables. Oh, that's beautiful. This is absolutely stunning. We're not gonna eat the sage, but it's nice for decoration around it. I'm gonna pull some of the apples out. There we go. Use a spoon. Right, that's enough for now. Just the taste on my fingers from the seasoning of that chicken is splendid. Sensational. Wow. I really hope you're following along so you can try this at home, because it is really good. Or you can always become a friend and come over to my place for dinner. Alright? I guess that's one thing about having a confined kitchen. You don't have to worry about entertaining all the time, even though I like to. Look at this chicken. I'm sorry. It is so moist. That is a very succulent chicken roast. Wow. I'm so impressed with this. Potatoes and carrots. Just take a little bit. I like the extra crispy potatoes. And then, our favorite, we're going to take a Yorkshire pudding. There's your Yorkshire pudding. And now we're gonna drizzle it with some gravy. Wow. Oh my. Look at that. Alright. Oh, I cannot lie. I am really happy with how this turned out. Really, really happy. Alright, so now let's take a bite. Potato. I like to do a little potato, a little bit of onion, with a little carrot, and then I take my chicken. I like to mix it all together. Now here it goes. It's the final countdown. I'm telling you, you cannot get better at a restaurant. Home cooked Sunday roast in London. What more could you ask for? Well, make sure you tune in next time on Cooking in Confined Spaces. I'm going to finish up the dishes here like I always do for you. And I'll finish up this meal for you too. So take care. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this glorious Sunday roast Sunday. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye-bye.